of gold and ink as the afternoon draws near. The sunlight grows warmer, no longer thin and cool, but full-bodied, golden, settling across the pages like a soft cloak. The manuscript is nearly finished, just one more flourish, one final letter to illuminate, a last ribbon of gold, pressed with care into the final line, Et lux in tenebris lucet, and the light shineth in darkness. The monk lifts his hand. He does not press the gold just yet. He watches the cat sleeping, still, peaceful. And in that moment, he feels the truth of it. From a quiet presence in the night, a curtain falls, the candle is snuffed now. Only sunlight remains. The monk gathers his tools, closes the ink jars, tucks away the quill. He does not disturb the cat. He steps quietly. Even the rustle of his robe is soft. He leaves the room in silence. The scriptorium now holds only one soul, the feline one, the gentle one. It opens one eye and closes it again, and the hush continues. A final thought: there is magic in this stillness. Not the loud kind, not the flashing, sparkling kind, but a quiet magic of gold on a page, of breath in a chest, of paws tucked under a chin. Let that magic hold you now. Let it hum beneath your ribs like a gentle purr. Let it settle over you as a woolen blanket might in the quiet of a stone room. Sleep. Blessed and Holland, now your breath is even, your limbs are warm. Your thoughts drift like dust through sunbeams. You are not quite here, but not yet gone. You are in the space between candlelight and dreaming. Stay here as long as you wish. There is no need to wake, no need to move. Only this parchment purring. Peace. Sleep well, gentle dreamer. The cat of the scriptorium is curled beside you now, and all is well. Sleep, let go. You are safe, you are whole, and you are loved. You've followed the hush of candlelight, the whisper of pages, and the purr of a faithful cat. And now, the story drifts deeper into stillness, into dreams, into the softest part of the night. The hours between hours. There's a time in every monastery, just after the morning bell, and just before the daily bustle truly begins. When the entire world seems to hold its breath, the monks are quiet still, minds wrapped in meditation or soft prayer. The cat has returned to the warmest patch of sunlight on the scriptorium floor. A golden square cast through a high window. It curls there again, like a comma in a long, unwritten sentence. A pause, a sigh, a stillness made visible, a history of soft devotion in the quiet that follows. Let's journey further, not just through the scriptorium, but through time itself. Did you know? In the 9th century, there was a monk named Sedulus Scotus who wrote poetry not only about saints and scholars, but also about animals. He once wrote a verse for his cat, Pingerban. Yes, in ink, in Latin, about a little white cat who kept him company as he wrote through the night. The poem speaks of quiet partnership, of the cat chasing mice while the monk chased wisdom, side by side, two hunters of their own kind of truth. And now, you are part of that lineage. You've walked beside the candlelight. You've heard the scratch of the quill. You've felt the persettle beneath your skin. You are the reader, the dreamer, the one who carries the warmth forward. Bells far away, a distant bell chimes again, this time softer, almost lost on the wind. It marks the hour of tears. A moment mid-morning for prayer and reflection. The monk rises slowly. He leaves his desk behind. The cat does not follow this time. It simply watches, eyes half closed, tail twitching once, ears just barely moving. It knows the monk will return. He always does. And it knows that this place, with its ink and light, and golden threads of thought, is as much its home as his. Pawprints on pages in old manuscripts. Some scribes would scold their cats in the margins. You can still read the notes. Here, the cat spilled ink. Here, it walked across my work. But most of the time, those scribes didn't mind. They simply smiled and kept writing. They knew something that's easy to forget, that perfection isn't required, that peace isn't found in flawless pages, but in the warmth of company and the patience to begin again. You too may let go of perfection tonight. You do not need to finish every thought. You do not need to solve every puzzle. You only need to rest, to breathe, to be garden paths and gentle steps. Now, picture yourself once more in the monastery garden. The sun is rising higher now, but the air remains cool in the shadows. A row of rosemary lines the path. Its scent drifts toward you, piney herbal. Grounding. The stone under your feet is smooth, worn by hundreds of years of steps, and your footsteps make no sound here. You pass a wooden bench, a vine climbing up behind it, its small blue blossoms trembling ever so slightly in the breeze. Here, there is no urgency, no demand, only ease. The keeper of the quiet back inside. The cat finally shifts. It rises, stretches long and slow, a ripple of fur and grace. Then it jumps silently onto the desk, pads softly around the open parchment, and sits not on the words, never the words, just close enough to keep them warm, just close enough to remind the desk it is never empty. It licks a paw, closes one eye, and begins its second nap of the day. You are welcome to join it now. Yes, you too may curl inward. Let the blankets fold like robes around your shoulders. Let your hands grow still. Let your thoughts stretch and yawn and slow. The ink that dreams, the parchment, breathes in the sunlight. The gold leaf catches fire just briefly, then settles back into a soft shimmer. The ink, though dry, seems still alive. Words like sanctus, pax, lumen, sacred, peace, light. These are the roots of rest, the syllables of sleep, the alphabet of dreams. Let those words settle into your bones now. Sanctus, the sacred hush inside your chest. Pax, the peace wrapping around your ribs. Lumen, the light resting gently behind your eyes. A final fade, and now the candles are nearly out. Only one still flickers. Its flame dances softly, as if whispering to itself. The monk will return soon. The cat will nap once more. The day will move onward, but slowly, softly, just as it should. You may remain here as long as you wish. Let the world of ink and fur, of gold and quiet, of cats and candles be your cradle for the night. There is no rush to wake, no voice calling your name, only stillness, only warmth, only sleep. You are safe. Here, you are welcome. Here, you are resting now, just as the cat rests, just as the monk rests, just as the words on parchment rest, waiting always to be read again. Sleep now, softly, completely, quietly. Keep breathing softly, stay close to the warm candlelight, and let your body sink just a little deeper into comfort. Asterisk. A new light begins. Asterisk. Soft rays of early morning now begin to pierce the silence. Just the faintest hint of pink stretches across the sky, like watercolor brushed upon a sleeping world, and through the narrow stained glass window, a shard of rose and gold spills into the scriptorium, landing, as if on purpose, across the sleeping cat's back. Asterisk. The morning bell and the gentle rise. Asterisk. Far off in the distance, a low bell tolls, one deep tone. It echoes through the stone halls, gently, never loud, never urgent, just enough to stir the heart without waking it too quickly. The monk opens his eyes, but he does not rise right away. Instead, he watches the morning light dance across the edges of his robe, and listens to the cat begin its soft, stretching ritual. A paw forward, then back, a long, slow tail flick, and a yawn so wide it seems to echo like a breeze in the chamber. The monastery awakens outside. The world is waking, but slowly. You can hear birdsong, faint and peaceful, the flutter of a sparrow's wings on a tiled roof, the gentle creak of wooden shutters opening to light. The monks do not speak yet. They rise in silence. There is something sacred in the hush, a kind of reverence for the day that begins, not with noise, but with breath, with motion, with stillness. Let that peaceful morning light drift across your face now, like the first warmth of sun on your skin after a long winter, soft, slow, healing, a ritual of preparation. The monk gently rinses his hands in the wash basin. The water is cool and still scented faintly with lavender. He splashes just once, no more, and then pats his face with a linen cloth that has been washed so many times. It feels like silk against the skin. In medieval monasteries, simplicity was beauty. Even the act of preparing for the day was done with care, with attention, not rushed, not mechanical, but thoughtful, quiet, intentional. You may begin to feel this too, a stillness in your limbs, a slowing of your thoughts, as if even your breathing has adopted this rhythm of devotion. Asterisk. A companion by candlelight. Asterisk. The cat returns to the desk first. As always, it waits patiently by the inkwell. Its tail curls around its paws. It watches the flickering candle, perhaps enchanted by its flame, or perhaps simply at peace in this sacred, familiar space. When the monk arrives, the cat does not move. It does not meow. It does not demand. It is simply there, a witness, a guardian, a warm thread in the woven tapestry of the monk's quiet life. A touch of gold today. The monk returns to a passage halfway down a page he had begun the day before. The ink has dried. The letters, sharp and elegant, stretch across the parchment like a field of blackbirds in flight. He reaches for the tiny jar beside him. Not ink, not water, but gold leaf, yes. Real gold. In the Middle Ages, sacred manuscripts, especially the Gospels, were adorned with gold, not only for beauty, but as an offering of light. They believed that gold on a page was a reflection of heaven, and each glimmer, no matter how small, carried divine warmth into the eyes and soul of the reader. You can see it now, can't you? That sliver of gold, pressed gently into the letter G, glowing softly in the candlelight. The monk's fingers, so steady, the cat's breath, so quiet, the air, so still. You could hear the wings of time passing, a living page sometimes. The monk hums just a little tune, wordless, ancient, like something carried in the wind between centuries. The cat purrs louder when he hums, as if the vibration of voice threads through the stillness like silk. You feel that hum, too, a frequency that isn't sound but feeling, a thrum in your chest, like the earth's own whisper, telling you, you are safe now. You are safe. The margins remember on the lower edge of the page. The monk begins to draw. It's a small figure, barely the size of a thumb, the curved back of a sleeping cat, not unlike the one curled beside him. This wasn't unusual. Many medieval manuscripts feature tiny drawings of cats in the margins chasing mice, stealing ink, curling in corners, sometimes playful, sometimes solemn, always beloved. This tiny cat will remain on the page forever, a quiet guardian of the words, a small echo of companionship etched into the book's soul. Let that image rest behind your eyelids. Let it be a lullaby in ink, soft, enduring, quiet, a world held in stillness. The Scriptorium is filled now with warm light. Morning has fully arrived, yet the peace has not lifted. It lingers, like dust in sunlight, like perfume caught in woven cloth. And you, dear listener, are still there, too, wrapped in the calm of this sacred space, cradled by candlelight and parchment, resting in the breath of a purring cat. No rush, no noise, no need to wake just yet. Drifting in the silence, the monk sets down his quill. He watches the cat for a while, and the cat watches nothing at all. It simply listens to the wind outside, to the scratch of the quill, to the rhythm of quiet things. The world you know, the busy world, has vanished. Only this one remains, a world of letters and paws and golden curls on ancient pages, a world where sleep drapes itself like linen, soft, weightless, timeless, an invitation to stay before the bell rings again, before voices return to the halls, before the cat rises and walks toward the sun-dappled corridor. You may stay. Yes, you may remain here just a while longer, drifting softly in the warm hush of the Scriptorium's slow heart. Let the breath of stone and parchment and candle wrap around you, hold you, rock you into the next world of dreaming. Because here, in this quiet place, you are seen, you are safe, you are resting. The cat of the Scriptorium. Let the stillness deepen now as we continue the tale softly, slowly following the tabby and the quiet hush of a monastic night. Let's begin again, right where we left off. ... The cat is purring, the monk is resting, and you are somewhere in between waking and dreaming. ... Right where sleep begins to bloom. The moon through narrow glass high above the Scriptorium. Moonlight filters through a thin stained glass window, an amethyst glow that dapples the floor in shifting lavender and gold. In the Middle Ages, glass this fine was rare and sacred. Colored panes were prized treasures, catching bits of heaven and letting them spill gently onto earthly stones. Imagine the quiet wonder of that moonbeam ... stretching across the wooden desk, sliding gently over the monk's folded robe, pausing on the cat's soft ears, which twitch once in the dream of a distant bell. That moonlight is soft ... like brushed velvet, cool and clear. And still, a monastic chamber of silence. The monk walks now his sandals, brushing over straw-strewn floors. In medieval monasteries, the hallways were lined with straw or rushes to hush every step, absorb dampness, and bring softness to cold stone. Listen, if you will, to the gentle crunch beneath his feet, the faint hush of fabric moving as he walks. His chamber is simpler: wooden bed, a tiny window, a carved bowl for washing, and beside it, the cat's cushion, woven from leftover wool and linen scraps. The cat arrives first, as it always does, tail curling like a ribbon, turning once, twice, before curling into its nest. You hear a soft chuff that breath cats release when perfectly at ease. Let that sound guide your own breathing now. Inhale softly and exhale slowly. The hearth's gentle whisper in the corner. A small hearth glows. The embers are low. The fire is nearly gone, but not quite. It crackles now and then, sighing against its stones, like a voice telling stories in its sleep. In many fires were lit only sparingly, reserved for scriptoriums or infirmaries. Warmth was a quiet luxury, offered mostly by cloaks, woolen tunics, and faithful animals who curled beside you at night. Let the warmth of this little fire reach you now. It's soft and golden, wrapping around your shoulders like a hush, like an embrace that needs no words. Asterisk scrolls and secrets lining the walls are scrolls and books handmade, hand-sewn, hand-loved, bound in leather, stitched with waxed thread. Their spines crack softly as they breathe the cool night air. Did you know? Many medieval manuscripts still carry paw prints, real ones, tiny smudges made by curious cats who stepped across inked pages when the scribes turned their backs. Sometimes a margin note appears. Catus interruptus, the cat walked here. Let that image settle into your thoughts. A scribe smiling softly, a smudge of ink, a curious tale disappearing into shadows. Every book held not only words, but moments of life. Little purrs in the silence, dreams of the illuminated as the monk lies down. Eyes closed, hands folded upon his chest, dreams begin to stir like distant bells on the breeze. And in his dream, he walks again through the scriptorium. Only now the cat is talking, a soft, lilting voice. The words you write, it whispers, are stars on the page. They don't shine right away, but centuries from now, someone will read them, and light will fall through the dark again. And as the cat walks across the desk in the dream, golden letters rise and float gently into the air like fireflies in a chapel. Breathe in the glow of that dream. Let it settle behind your eyes and breathe out, releasing thought after thought, until your body feels light, still, and safe. The cat's secret vigil back in the chamber. The real cat sleeps but only half. Like all cats, part of it stays aware, listening to distant creaks, sensing the shifting breeze through the window's tiny crack. You can hear it now, too, that breeze. It carries the scent of lavender from the monastery gardens, where monks once planted herbs, not only for healing, but for their calming scent during prayer. Lavender, chamomile, rosemary, their leaves pressed in linen, used to soothe aching minds. Let that scent drift to you now, soft, floral, faintly sweet. Let it coat your thoughts like warm milk. Let it ease the little aches in your day. A garden by moonlight. Imagine yourself now walking gently, slowly, in that garden. The moon is high, and the leaves shimmer silver. Olive trees reach out like wise old friends. The fountain murmurs softly around stone basin, fed by a hand-carved spout. The water is cool and clear. Monks often walked these paths in silence after midnight prayers, finding peace in motion, in stillness, in breath. Let your feet touch soft grass. Let the hush fall all around you. And know, even in the deepest parts of night, you are held. A return to the page hours pass. The monk will rise with the bells. The cat will yawn, stretch, and lead the way once more. The scriptorium waits in quiet devotion. The parchment waits for ink, and the world waits for words that shimmer in silence. Did you know that monks often used real gold in their lettering? They believed sacred texts deserved sacred light. They pressed it gently into inked curves, using tools carved from bone, feathers, and shell. Feel the beauty of that devotion. Each letter a meditation, each stroke a breath before the morning bell. And now, as the final hour of night begins to fade, as the sky behind the stained glass begins to soften from deep navy to violet, the monastery stirs. The cat lifts its head, stretches its back, blinks once toward the window, and with a long, silent leap, it makes its way to the hallway, again ready to walk beside the monk on his slow return to the desk. But you stay in your garden of sleep, in the hush between pages, in the warmth between purr and parchment. There's nothing more to do now, only to rest, only to breathe, only to drift. Let this world of gentle candles, old stone, golden ink, and a faithful little cat stay with you as you breathe more slowly, more deeply, and feel yourself begin to float into the quiet, into the stillness, into the sleep that waits like a blessing in the dark. Relax now. Allow your body to settle. Breathe slowly. Feel the gentle rise and fall as you drift closer to peace. Our story today begins in a quiet candlelit scriptorium, a peaceful haven hidden within the cool stone walls of a medieval monastery. Imagine the faint flicker of candlelight dancing gently across ancient parchments, the atmosphere hushed, and the gentle scent of aged wood and ink drifting through the air. The cat of the scriptorium there, on a low, wooden stool, sits an elderly monk, his hands steady as he lifts his quill, softly scratching across parchment. Beside him, curled into a loose ball of fur, lies a silent tabby catit's stripes pale in the soft glow, its breathing slow and rhythmic, almost matching the monk's steady pen strokes taught in medieval times. Real cats were kept in monasteries too, guard precious scrolls from nibbling mice. These faithful feline guardians slept beside glowing letters and sometimes made tiny appearances in the margin illustrations, little protectors woven into sacred books. Extend that gentle curiosity. Breathe in, breathe out. Feel the calm rising, a gentle invitation. Imagine the warmth of the candle, the monk's shirt faintly swaying as he breathes, the cat's purr, a content hum, drifting against sturdy stones. Can you picture that soft orange tabby, whiskers twitching now and then, ever watchful over fragile words? The monk pauses, inks, another flick of gold into the illuminated letter, and the cat stretches, paws kneading the wooden floor before settling again. This slow, unhurried ritual invites your mind to slow down, to breathe with the cat, to drift closer to sleep's embrace. Patches of quiet routine each evening. As shadows fall and outside silence deepens, the cat cat makes its way to the scriptorium. It leaps onto the quiet desk, nudges the monk's hand, and curls there an unspoken invitation to stillness. The monk sets aside his quill for a moment, offers a gentle stroke along the cat's back, hears the soft rumble of the cat's, feels the slow warmth crawler along his fingertips. Let that warmth travel through you, in and out, letting worries slip out with each exhale. The quill's soft whisper now. Close your eyes for just a moment. Picture the monk dipping his quill into dark ink, then his voice so soft you can barely hear it, just a whisper, as he reads aloud what he's written. Here begins the gospel of light. The cat lifts its head, ears flick, then lowers back down as if listening protectively. Relax into the sound of that whispered phrase, the soft tap of quill on parchment, the cat's contented breathing. Feel your own heartbeat slow, sinking gently with the tabbies per ... margins of comfort. Around the edges of the page tiny illustrations bloom quietly. A cat sneaks beneath a scroll, paws raised. A mouse peeks from a corner, frozen in time. Medieval artists felt cats watched over the words, small companions on a monastery's path of silence. And here you are, nestled in your blankets, safe and warm, drifting into this world of ancient calm. Soft winds of rest outside, through narrow windows, a soft breeze drifts, rustling the leaves in the cloister garden. They brush against old stone, creating a gentle lullaby, ... a quiet harmony that wraps around the scriptorium's hush. Breathe that breeze, let its cool softness cradle your thoughts. Let muscular tension release, let your eyelids feel heavier, sinking ever so gently into comfort. ... A tiny ritual asterisk, the monk pauses, brushes crumbs from the shelf, offers the cat a drop of milk, a soft clink of silver against ceramic. The cat licks, then settles again, its purr deepening. Now picture yourself, resting like that cat, content, safe, lulled by simple, gentle kindness. The world growing softer around you. The bell of tranquility, the distance, a small stone bell, chimes once, slow and clear. It's evening vespers, a soft reminder that night has fully arrived. The monk dips his quill one final time, finishes his line, and gently closes the heavy wooden desk lid. The cat stretches slowly, tips its head, and with tiny paws, pushes open the small door to the corridor, guiding the monk to leave for rest. The lantern light dims, the scriptorium grows darker, quieter, and all you hear now is your breath, the hush of night, and the promise of restful sleep. ... You're drifting now, as the cat finds its cushion. The candle flickers low, and the monk's footsteps fade down the stone halls. Allow your mind to follow the cat's gentle purr, soft and steady, carrying you deeper into rest. Every word, every breath, ... every pause, ... invites you to sink further into softness, ... into calm. Let your body become still as the tabby curls beside you, as sleep wraps its shawl over neck, shoulders, back. This is the heart of our first segment. You're gliding softly through a medieval twilight, guided by purring and candlelight.